Hey there, cinephiles. This week I wanted to get into my thoughts on Spielberg's latest film, The Fabelmans. This semi-autobiographical family drama looks into the early years of Sammy's life, a young kid wanting to become a filmmaker. This sweet and inspirational film hits the right spot for me as someone who wants to become a director as well. Spielberg so perfectly captures the spark of inspiration that one gets as an artist. Spielberg always knows when to show the reaction someone has to something. And the way he's able to show Sam's reaction to the moments of inspiration is something that made me want to get out and make something that very instant. In general, after seeing this film, it just made my mind run with creativity on what my next project should be. This film did the thing that my favorite films of all time do, and that's invoke wonder. It got me to care, to be invested, and to want more. So much so that it infected me with the need to make something and pass on the same feeling of wonder to others. I mean, the final shot itself is so clever and plays into how we grow and learn as artists. Following Sam and how he continues to grow as a filmmaker and how his audience continue to enjoy his films, it just made me connect to him so well. As much as I'm sure you all want to hear an aspiring filmmaker gush over a movie about movies, there still sadly are some aspects that could have been better. These being the score and pacing. As much as I love John Williams, I do wish we got some pieces that were a bit grander. I know this is more of a stripped down film for Spielberg, but I just wanted to have the big and sweeping flourishes at some moments, especially with how melodramatic the film can be at times. The majority of the score being piano-driven music makes great sense due to the mother being great at piano and that being her art form. However, I did wish that there were these big sentimental pieces at the end of the day, even for a little bit. As for the pacing, it might just be a first watch issue as I didn't know where the story would be going and not always necessarily in the best way, but the film did feel its length. Maybe on a second watch and knowing what the end game is, I'll enjoy the ride a bit more. But the film simultaneously left me wanting more to the point of an extra 30 minutes or even it being a TV show, but it also left me wondering what a shorter cut of the film would look like. That being said, I ended up on the wanting more side. This could have been a limited series to delve more into this time period of Sammy's life and even extend past the ending. But then again, I'm so glad with what I saw on the big screen. Let me get into the performances of the film. There's a lot of Oscar buzz around Michelle Williams, who plays Mitzi Fabelman, aka Sammy's mom. And I can see why. She is a huge emotional core in the film. So much comes from her character, good and bad. As his mom, she basically stands as a future glimpse of what Sammy could be, and the dynamic between the two really does shape Sammy for better or worse. I definitely see which scenes would be used to campaign for Michelle Williams to win Best Actress come Oscar time, but this is just a tough year for lead actress. To me, I think the battle is still between Michelle Yeoh from Everything Everywhere All at Once and Kate Blanchett from Tar, but Williams does have the number 3 spot locked up. The real contention buzz should go to Judd Hirsch for a supporting actor, who plays Uncle Boris in a couple of scenes. He's in the movie at most like 15 minutes, but his monologue is something that sticks out as a major highlight to not only this film, but in the whole cinematic year. As for everyone else in the film, they do well for sure. Paul Dano as Bert Fabelman, aka Sammy's dad, does well with his cynical but supportive view on creative endeavors. You feel the softness from him, but also how much he can be disconnected from Sammy and Mitzi. It wouldn't surprise me if it gets a nod in the supporting actor category, but it wouldn't surprise me if he didn't either. As for the main character, Sammy Fabelman, both Gabriel LaBelle and Mateo Zarian play the older and younger versions of Sammy respectively. I enjoy both of their performances. Spielberg has always been great with kids, so to work with a fictionalized version of his younger self must have been really fun for him. Mateo as Sammy was great and really allowed the whole audience to connect to that childlike wonder of how he grew to love film. And once Sammy becomes portrayed by Gabriel, there's a lot more weight that needed to be brought to the character, and I thought it was done very well. Nothing mind-blowing, but I was right there with him for the journey in a role that needed to be believable for the film to work. As a film as a whole, it wasn't the greatest film to ever cross my eyes, but it still hit a soft spot for me. It's sentimental and something that I think we will all fondly look back on. I give The Fabelmans a 3.5 out of 5 stars. The Fabelmans is just missing a few key aspects that could have made this film so beloved. Maybe on a rewatch I would grow to love this film. However, currently as it stands, I am able to say I really like it and still highly recommend seeing it in theaters. Who knows, maybe once it's nominated for Best Picture, I'll root for it then. Only if Everything Everywhere All at Once isn't nominated, of course. If you've seen The Fabelmans, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Also, let me know where you'd rank it amongst your list of Spielberg films. This would for sure rank in my top 10, which you can see my top 10 Spielberg films prior to Fabelmans now by clicking the icon on the top right. But alright, please be sure to follow us on our socials. As always, thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Be sure to share this video, stay tuned for more Yeti Films content, and I'll catch you later.